I went on a date with a guy who said he was 6'2", and apparently I'm 6'2" as well. I mean, I thought I was 5'7", but we were the same height, so.
Lied about their height is crazy.
Is it wrong for a guy to lie about his height?
Yes. Why would you lie about your height?
I think so, because if you're planning on meeting them, like, we can tell how tall you are.
It's not a good
I'm
look.
fucking 5'9". You think that if you say I'm 6'2", and then I show up on the date and I'm like 5',
Yeah, but what's
same height? It's like,
I mean,
What if I lie about my body count?
what's wrong about what's wrong about it?
Well, I wouldn't
What's
lie
wrong
about my
about
height or
lying?
weight, and my pictures look exactly
But
like how I
if you
am.
Nick, pull up her thing one more time. Yeah. Just you don't need to play it. I just want to see a photo of this woman. I want to see a photo.
She has fake
Okay,
lips.
she has fake lips. She's wearing makeup. She's lying about her physical appearance. What's actually? I mean,
is she really 6'2" though? I feel like
No, he's 5'7".
She's making a point about men who
Lying about
lie about their height on dating apps. Yet here she is lying about her
But
lips.
he can see
and-
that. He can see that. We
Well-
can't see how tall you are on a dating app if you're lying about it. We can see that in person, though.
Well,
so
I'm
he's
an
accepting
expert.
that.
I have fake lip radar. Not every man has fake lip radar, so they might think that this woman with these big lips, they might think it's real.
True, you're right.
And you bamboozled the guy. He really likes women with big lips, but you don't actually have big lips. You just got a bunch of bullshit pumped into them. So
Is the guy wearing steps in his shoes and he looks like he's 6'2", and then he takes them off? That would be a more like accurate comparison.
well, I mean, what wouldn't that be worse?
no.
If he lied about his height on a dating app and then
matched it.
Except, he's not always going to be able to wear those.
Right. So maybe
Right.
he'll be
So
honest
that's-
with her later, and maybe she'll.
Yeah, but do you think women would tolerate a guy who, wore those?
things, whatever they're called, step.
Yeah.
Let's
What are they
assume
called?
every time they hung out,
the steps in the
every
shoe.
time they hung out,
Tim's?
when they went into public, he wore these, like, they gave him 3 inches.
Yeah.
He was 3 inches taller. You feel like women wouldn't feel a certain type of way about that? Like, well, you're not actually this tall. Same with, well, I guess
It's like kind of like a push-up bra, I guess.
well, it's the same with makeup. You're not actually that pretty.
Will you show me the tweet?
Yeah, let's do the tweet. Good call, Nick.
Well, so the idea, hang on. I would like to dive into this just briefly, but the idea here is this. If a woman is not particularly pretty, at least by whatever social standards you consider pretty to be, and so she does up her hair, she does up her makeup, and she does up all of these things to go and meet with a man, and she presents her best foot, the thing, all of this kind of cover for what she actually looks like, with the assumption that, but if he really gets to know me, he's really going to like me, but I need to have a shot. I need to at least have a chance at this. And so I'm going to make myself look the best I possibly can, appearance-wise. Do you think that's wrong of her to do?
This is like a deal breaker. Like if you think height's a deal breaker, probably. If you think natural and makeup is a deal breaker,
Yeah,
probably
but
feel
hang on. I'm just asking from the perspective of she's putting on makeup, she's doing herself up to the hilt with the idea here of I'm improving my physical appearance because I think that once this guy gets to know me, he really will like me for me, but I need to have a shot.
I think that there's a threshold. I think that young women these days especially, are like they look older. Like all the Botox, all the lip filler, all the crazy makeup, the fake eyebrows, the fake eyelashes, like the weaves
Yeah, but
or
I'm
whatever.
asking
That's
if
crazy.
it's okay for her to do that.
Right,
I'm
no,
asking if
no,
you think
I
it's
don't
all
think
right
that's
for her to do
okay.
it.
I don't think that's okay, but also there's guys that are really attracted to that. I wouldn't be attracted to a guy that's attracted to that kind of girl, but
Well,
they
then I'm
play
sure
into
that there's
each other.
women who are attracted to guys who lie about their height. I mean,
Maybe-
that's
I wouldn't-
saying
I
some
do-
women do
I've never
X.
met one.
Sure, I can grant every outlier you could ever come up with. I'm fine with that. I'm just asking because it seems that the case is that women do themselves up to the hilt in order to put their best foot forward, and this is completely socially acceptable.
To look like an
don't you
entire
guys
other
even do
person
that
is
yourselves?
wrong. To like do it so much so that you don't look like any semblance of yourself, I think that's totally wrong. Yeah, I hardly ever wear makeup. I put some makeup on for this show, but like,
What do you
I've been told I
think-
look better without it.
What do you think the alternative to that is then? Do you think that women shouldn't wear makeup, or like what do you think about that, Andrew?
No, I don't have, me personally, I don't have a problem with women wearing makeup, and I never have. I have a definite delineation from Brian on this. But what I'm asking about specifically is whether or not you think that this is a deceptive practice for a man to lie about his height. I would say it is deceptive, but there could be motivation behind it but maybe if I can put my best foot forward when I meet this person, they'll understand that, they should have given me a shot, and this was the only way I could get that shot. And I think that women do this often, just the other direction. And so I'm just wondering if you guys think that that is also the case.
No, I think to outright lie about your height is just not setting the stage for a good, foundation in a.
But you're lying about your face in the opposition, right?
Yeah,
I think you can maintain your face. You can't maintain that height because, well, you
Yeah.
can't really.
You can't be like, let me see what you
Actually
look
do
like
it,
taller.
yeah.
Also, okay, I'm willing to grant all of that. So he shows up in lifts, and you don't know that they're lifts. Okay, and then later you find out he was wearing lifts. Is that still problematic?
Yes.
Well, then you're just doing the
not
exact
really.
same
If he
thing.
turned out
Like
to
3
be
inches.
if he turned out to be like a really great guy, I understand what you're saying, because like on a dating app, I might definitely swipe away from somebody who had like a height of 5'6" or 5'7". But I have male friends that I think are really great guys that are shorter, so I understand the why somebody might lie about that, and maybe they are a really great person, and maybe it will get them in there. Who knows?
Well, it's just the idea, what Brian's trying to explore here is the idea of what is socially acceptable when it comes to deception in dating. And I would argue it's every bit as deceptive for women to put on gallons of makeup, have fake boobs, everything else, in order to put their best foot forward. But for some reason, if men are equally as deceptive, that's frowned upon. And I think that that's what he's moving towards here.
I think it goes back to what Nancy said, though. I think if you are presenting yourself in a way where you're, putting your best foot forward and kind of enhancing your natural beauty, I think that's acceptable. But I mean,
The overkill is
yeah,
crazy.
it's obviously there's overkill for sure, and I think that's just like, I don't care for it,
But some guys like
some
that and
guys
go for
like it.
that.
They
Wait,
do.
That's like catfishing.
Are you willing to concede that it is deceptive
Myself,
to wear makeup?
to some extent, sure, yeah,
No, to any extent.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So then isn't it really just a double standard to say this deception is okay and this one over here is not okay?
That's a good point.
I mean, if
Andrew.
you're,
I think it goes off of what the guy's into. Like, if the guy's into a girl that he wants to look like that, then he's
Yeah, but
obviously
I mean,
into it.
you could say that about anything, right? Like
Yeah.
serial killers are okay as long as the person's into getting killed by serial killers, right? It's just a nonsense way to look at a thing. Is it deceptive across the board? Is it deceptive to wear makeup? Is the purpose of it to show something which is not actually true? I would argue that it is. I'm not even saying there's a problem with doing it. I'm just arguing that it is to show something which is not actually true.
yeah, I can see that.